collaboration between the extended Sheehy family and Club Limerick. Club Limerick is an association of Limerick people based in Dublin who socialise, fundraise and attend hurling matches, and we donate approximately €10,000 to the GA in Limerick every year to support their teams. We've already mentioned that the genesis of this event was the outing last October, the annual outing of Club Limerick. And that night, as we reflected on things, having said a few prayers over the dead and having said some words and laid a read in O'Malley's of the Halfway House, I think more than one group said, we'll do something about this if it's possible at all. And we understood it went through the committee and was discussed, and it was decided to make an approach to the family. I was asked to approach Father Richard Sheehy, which I did, and we got a very generous and cordial response, as I say, and we are delighted with the end result of our collaboration, which is this fine memorial stone here today. I'll briefly mention a couple of words about three of the men. I won't keep it too long. The first Richard Sheehy there was born in 1812 in Broadford, at a time when it was entirely Irish speaking. He was a leader in his own community and a national leader, because he too attended land league meetings in Dublin, even when he was an advanced age. The 2.5 centuries before that, their ancestors were gallon-class leaders and landowners in County Limerick under the Earls of Desmond. So as Paddy O'Brien keeps saying, there's stuff in them, you only have to read their history. And certainly that emerged down through the generations. He was, as I said, an Irish scholar also. Scholara Satanga Nashunta, Abba Shan Richard Mochatig, a Rogach Savine Octega Dodio. The Angelga Tanga Nadur Nanina Sanduhik Moguts, Suskudi Trokadi Naneuisteg. The tradition Lader Seviliak Sanod, it is up Nashaktu Isteg. The Dov Scale Kukonatodali Idolaka, Fusheshan Basablin, Vila Shake Dadado. I was Kate Bean and Eakshin, Buik Seamus O'Kindlevan, as encounter Kena, Comortus Filiacta, Kulkina Scribe, the Macfinian Dovo Surwan, Gav Shakta Fili Gorsanok, part Sakamorta's son. So the Irish tradition was a living tradition, and the Richard Belvedere, the first one Belvedere, was a noted scholar in that particular tradition. David Sheehy was a very influential figure in the Irish National League. He played a key role in the land war between 1879 and 1882. This resulted in the breaking of landlordism in Ireland, the famous Land Act of 1881 being, I think, the high point of that. He was an MP from 1885 for more than 30 years. He was perhaps the most active organiser in the Plaid campaign, promoting it in 35 different estates. We've already mentioned that he served prison a number of times. In the split, he decided to stay with the Liberal Alliance because he said, for the sake of the rural tenantry, he could not break with Gladstone and the Liberals. He was a fearless man, a tireless worker, a brilliant organiser. He was the Irish Parliamentary Party Secretary. He was their Director of Elections. In other circumstances, he would have been expected to have been a senior minister in a Home Rule Parliament. Their beautiful home, their beautiful Georgian home at number 2 Belvedere Place, was a meeting place for the young generation of nationalists and literati. The end of his life was marked by tragedy and so many losses, 2 of his sons-in-laws, and the death of his wife was a very serious blow to him indeed. But throughout his life, he conducted himself with great dignity. I'll just read a couple of lines what the Limerick Chronicle said on the occasion of his funeral in 1932. the Limerick Chronicle referred to David Sheehy and his many visits to County Limerick in happier times. It described a large and representative gathering here at his graveside on the 20th of December 1932. And then it listed the chief mourners. And the chief mourners were Judge Eugene Sheehy, Mrs. Hannah Sheehy Skeffington, Mrs. Mary Sheehy Kettle, Mrs. Connor Cruz O'Brien, granddaughters Miss Frances Sheehy and Miss Betty Kettle, and grandsons Connor O'Brien and Frank Culhan. Just a few words now on Father Eugene, and we'll round it up. Appointed curate in Kilmallock, he was radicalised by the radical tradition that was part and parcel of Kilmallock history at that time. He was a supporter of the National Land League from the very beginning. Indeed, he was a member of the Central Committee of the Land League in Dublin from the beginning. He became known throughout Ireland and throughout the Irish world, indeed, when he defied the authorities in Dublin by addressing a prohibited public meeting in Limerick City in 1881. For this he found himself in jail, and in jail with him was Parnell. Having been released from jail, Parnell and himself went on a lecture tour of the United States at that time. He also committed himself to the No Rent Manifesto, despite the objections of his own church. He was one of the chairmen of the GAA split in 1891. At the beginning of the year 1881, he chaired a national convention of one branch of the GAA. But he was also present at the meeting that occurred later on that same year, called the Reconstruction Convention, when both sides came happily together again. So he was a leading light also in the GAA. He was a trusted friend of John Devine. He spent years in America, where he was a trusted friend of John Devine, Patrick Ford, and Tom Clark. He was a great fundraiser for the cause. In 1910, he was asked by Tom Clark, at the time when the 1916 Rising was being planned, to attend the Clonmel Convention in the United States and to report back on behalf of the IRB. These are the events that are set in train for the planning of the 1916 Rising. He also attended the founding of the Irish Volunteer Convention in November 1916. And as an elderly gentleman, when he heard that the Rising had taken place, he made his way to the GPO and entered the GPO in 1916, offering spiritual assistance to those within. So he was buried the following year in 1917 in what is described as a small private funeral. So it is a proud moment for all of us in Club Limerick, and we're delighted to see so many people of the extended Sheehy family and people from County Limerick here today to mark the occasion of opening of this memorial stone to this remarkable family. Thank you very much.
So we just thought we might, having listened to a lot of words, we might just take a moment of silence and just in our own way, maybe our own thoughts, just remember these people we have recalled today. Just remember them in our own hearts, in our own way. If we want to say a prayer for them, or just remember them in our own way for a moment, and then I'm going to bless the headstone with some blessed water. So just in conclusion, again, I just want to thank John for his words, Matthew for those words which are really very moving about your grandmother, because we knew so little about her, and Mary, put you on the spot there, but thank you so much. Again, huge thanks to Club Limerick Dublin and to the Broadford Historical Association, because this would not have happened without their inspiration and drive, and it's been a privilege to be part of this and to see these people recognised so that they can be remembered for future generations. So thanks to everybody for coming, particularly those who come up from Limerick today as well, to be with us. And this is a very special occasion that will be that will live in our memories. The good news is that, again, to thank Club Limerick because they've organised hospitality for us. It's in Fagan's Pub, and it's the pub that's on the corner of Drumcontra Road and Botanic Avenue. It's right at the corner. You might well be there. You might well be there. So there's some warm refreshments organised for us there, so we can make our way there.
If there is spare capacity in cars, there are people who welcome a lift.
Great, you heard that. If you have spare capacity in your car, some people might require a lift. So those of you who have cars, maybe put your hands up if you have spare capacity, and other people then can find you. That's great.